Hey, friends! Today on the channel, we're diving into the legendary world of one of the most iconic gods of Norse mythology, Thor. We'll talk about how he became the god of thunder and lightning, break down his epic deeds, and of course, we won't miss out on the funniest and most entertaining moments with his friend Loki. Because Thor is not just strength and bravery, but also a hero with charisma and humor. If you love myths, legends, and stories about mighty gods, this video is definitely for you. Join us and immerse yourself in the world of Norse sagas. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on new exciting stories. So, let's get started. Every people has its own heroes and gods, who define their culture, beliefs, and mythology. In Norse mythology, one of the most famous and powerful is Thor, the god of thunder, lightning, protection, and those moments when a storm suddenly arrives, and the world transforms into a grand arena for epic battles. Thor is not just a god, he is also a symbol of courage, strength, and self-confidence. But like any character with a strong personality, he also has his fair share of funny and even comical moments, which make his story not only thrilling but also captivating. So, let's dive into the fascinating world of Thor, his lightning, his hammer, and his great adventures. Thor, god of thunder and his lightning. As the ancient Norse sagas say, Thor was the son of Odin, the supreme god of Asgard, and the earth, or in other words, his mother was a giantess. But don't rush to jump to conclusions. Thor was a true ace among the gods, both in terms of strength and problem-solving. His hammer, Mjölnir, was so powerful that it could destroy mountains, fight giants, and sometimes serve as a quick solution to problems. For example, Thor with his hammer could cause a small apocalypse at a dinner if someone forgot the proper way to toast. Jokes aside, no one dared mess with Thor's hammer. Mjölnir wasn't just a weapon, it was magical, it always returned to Thor's hand, even if he didn't catch it. Oh, how often this led to funny situations when Thor would forget where he'd placed his hammer, and it, like a faithful dog, would immediately return to its place, as if demanding attention. The Great Battle with the Giants. One of the most prominent themes in Thor's myths is his constant battle with giants, beings nearly as powerful as the gods themselves, but with an entirely different worldview. These giants didn't hesitate to destroy the world and create chaos, which, of course, Thor could not stand. One of the funniest and most instructive stories about Thor is his journey with Loki when they were invited to visit a giant named Loki. As expected, Loki decided to mock the gods a bit. So, before Thor and his friends stood several challenges that looked downright absurd. For example, Thor was supposed to lift a cat. According to the giant, it was just a cat, but in reality, it was a monster the size of a house. Thor made a great effort but, of course, failed, and in the end, all that was left of the giant cat was a disappointed and unsuccessful hero. But then, luck seemed to turn in Thor's favor when he was asked to drink from a bowl that was connected to the world's oceans. Of course, in reality, this bowl had such proportions that no matter how much Thor drank, the sea didn't shrink. By the time he finished, real tides and storms appeared on the horizon. Interestingly, though this story is part of the mythological canon, it actually reflects the irony of Thor's fate, his immense strength and his failed attempts to understand the universe. Thor and Loki, subscribe to legends. Loki, always crafty and sometimes not very serious, was not only Thor's friend but also his eternal companion on adventures. We all know that Loki always had his own plans, which, to put it mildly, didn't always align with the intentions of the other gods. However, this duo created real spectacles. If Thor was straightforward and menacing, Loki was sneaky and restless. Often their interactions resembled a tangled comedic duo, where Thor was trying to do something seriously, while Loki turned into a snake or a bear to get out of the situation with minimal effort. This dynamic often led to epic and funny moments when Thor found himself trapped, and Loki mocked his lack of cunning, sometimes literally pulling him out of trouble at the last moment. But eventually, Loki could betray Thor, and strangely enough, this tactic always had a logical conclusion, at least because in the end, Thor had to teach Loki a lesson. Thor and his incredible adventures. For Thor, every day was not only a fight but also an adventure. Strength wasn't the only thing that set him apart from other heroes. Thor was one of those who never complained, even if his hammer was taken to the sky and thunder rumbled across the earth. Instead, he laughed and fought until the end, even when other gods considered him too straightforward. This added a sense of fun and zest to his character, even though his tasks usually boiled down to protecting the world from impending doom. Sometimes, his adventures were strangely convoluted. For instance, once, Thor even decided to play along and dress up as a giant to sneak into an enemy's banquet and retrieve a stolen woman. But when Thor arrived in a woman's disguise with a beard, yes, this was Loki's crafty plan, all the guests in Asgard immediately suspected something was off. It wasn't the wisest idea of Thor, and although it ended in success, the whole process was incredibly amusing and unusual for him, and for us. Thor and modern mythology. Today, Thor lives on not only in myths. His image continues to inspire millions of people around the world, including in movies, books, and comics. Thor became a Marvel superhero, which made him even more popular among the new generation. Lightning, battles, strength, and comedic moments when he messes something up, all of this only expands his mythology. And though Thor in the modern world may seem a little cosmic and cool, his true essence remains unchanged. He will always fight the most powerful enemies and protect the world, no matter who stands in his way. Conclusion. Like any great hero, Thor was not without his flaws, but that was where his strength lay. He wasn't just the god of thunder and lightning, but also the god of true courage, ready to fight any foe, no matter how powerful. With his comic adventures, eternal battles with giants, and incredible moments, he became a true icon of Norse mythology. Thor truly deserves his place among the greatest deities, as he embodies everything that is important in the fight against those who bring chaos, bravery, strength, and a bit of good humor. Thank you for joining us and diving into the world of history and folklore. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on new fascinating stories. See you in the next video, where we'll uncover even more amazing facts and funny tales. Bye bye.